Cool.
Alright, welcome back everyone to the CSG Echoes of Stardust group. I will be our DM for probably the foreseeable future, at least for the moment. Um, I will be, I guess, I wouldn't say retiring from side DMing, but I am now, I guess, what would be the word? I'm being promoted, I guess, from side DM to main DM for this group and Shadow Guardians now. So, that is, that's fun. For the current group, this is not too dissimilar from our OG days. You are our elite employee indeed. So, yeah. For the most part, nothing will really be too dissimilar from like everything. Like I had already been doing a lot of side things to help out the previous DM for things. They are not here today. They will be still playing with us, to my knowledge. They just have a situation at the moment they're dealing with. So, you can expect to see them probably in the future. I'd imagine within the next few sessions. We should be also having a lot more regular of a schedule as well now, since my schedule is a lot more open to DM and things like that. Though, if of course, if we get to if we catch up with certain notes and certain things, we might have to delay like a week or so. But I don't think we'll probably run into that problem with this group. A lot of the stuff, to my knowledge, is written up for like main stuff. So at most we might have some Shadow Guardians might have a few like moments, but I think I'm also kept up to date with looking in the Origin host chat. But yes, we will begin. So let me start our little. Where was the music? I had it on the thing. No, where did it go? Was it in Party Lounge? No, it wasn't Party Lounge. I just had it and I lost it. Maybe it was in ambient. Oh, was it in Consortium things? Do you hear anything?
I hear music.
What do you mean?
Okay, yeah. Just making sure you hear like music. Is it cutting out or is it fine? I hear it fine on my end.
Seems fine.
Okay, Roll20 has been having some hiccups lately. I noticed it with the last session for Shadow Guardians as well. Probably a new update. In any case, good to go on stream. Alright, cool. In the last session, or in the last episode of Echoes of Stardust, the party had made its way back to Mogah from Lulel Town, and had met a few guards on their way, nearly getting to the gate, who seemed to be, well, I guess, somewhat happy to see them, but in general seemed rather more kind of by the books and just ready to get done with their job. Investigating a little bit of that, it seems as though things in the town have not exactly been the best since our party have left, as of the last 3 days, or I guess in the last 3 or so days. Arriving, they discovered that there's been a downturn in the general populace, the general populace's acceptance of certain creatures in the area, such as Beastkin, and there's been a large amount of food storages that have been poisoned, seemingly, it's assumedly, we'll say, maliciously, by other parties in play in the moment. The accusations being thrown around are currently that it is the Lulel townspeople, or potentially some Beastkin around the area, maybe locally. And that it is and that the reason for this is due to them wanting to kind of snuff out the town, as they have a disdain for it. In kind, it seems the townspeople have begun to prepare, it seems, for some potential negative eventualities that might happen. As the party investigated to see a little bit more of what actually might be happening, they would find themselves part of the party would find themselves at the wonderful, at the docks kind of square, or town square area at the docks, where the wonderful Dale Mcgree, the head shipwright, or harbor master, I should say, of the area, was making a glorious speech to the denizens of Mogah. In the speech, he quite abruptly and quite vigorously accused the Lulel of many arduous and horrid actions against their people, from the poisoning of the food to stealing from them in other ways, as well as, we'll say, preparing the people or poisoning the people of Mogah for some hazardous actions they might partake in the future. Though, of course, he kept himself quite glib to certain things. After listening to what he had to say, and some of the people somewhat dispersing, the party would go and try to speak with Dale to get more information about him, as well as to why he believes that the Lulel people have done all of this. It was made quite clear in their minor interrogation that Dale is a particular type of Lapsian, we'll say, or Consortium man. Very proud of his people and of his accomplishments, we'll say. And quite... what's the nicest way to put it? Quite antagonistic, we'll say, towards other species that might be in Lapsus at the moment, or the Consortium at the moment. Making quite a few snide jabs and gestures towards Karina specifically, as well as to, I believe, Starsha as well, as he did not consider them worth consideration by any merit for a Consortium man like himself. On top of that, it seems as though that I almost said Darren, I'm sorry. I'm mixing up names between campaigns. I apologize. On top of that, it appears that Dale has been amassing some type of, or some objects and items and storing them in crates. As after the party had finished interrogating him, they noticed that there was some new freight which had appeared on the docks, which was odd to them all because the docks or at least as far as they were concerned, the majority of the trade coming from the sea has been completely halted by the storms, as well as potential creatures in the bay, and as well as the fact that in the north and east of Mogah, they have been unable to receive any assistance from either Quad or Morgana, or New Morgana, I should say, meaning that all of these supplies seemingly coming from nowhere is quite odd. Starsha would go and try to investigate a little bit more as to why and what were why they were here and what exactly these wares were, while Marliana and Felt and Karina would try to speak to the people and appeal to their better judgments on the matters at the moment. While there were some successes to be had with this, it seems as though they're still in a somewhat stalemate, as many people are desperate at the moment, unsure of what to do, whether it be for themselves or their families, and are seemingly going where the wind blows them. And at the moment, that wind is not flowing in the direction that the party would like. While that was all occurring, Homey and Magellan would make their way over to the barracks at Mogah to meet with Breeze and inform him of the situation as it is, or as it pertains at Lulel, as well as potentially maybe trying to broker some kind of deal between Lulel and Mogah, as Lulel does actually have some things they can provide assistance to Mogah with, and perhaps there's some things that Mogah could provide Lulel. But we will find that out momentarily, as that's where we will be beginning. Homie.
Yeah.
So, you have arrived. We'll say you and Magellan have arrived. It's not a very far distance from the guild hall where you guys were. You walked with your umbrellas through the rain. It's started to pick up slightly more to maybe like a midway between a light and medium. It probably will go to a medium soon, you feel. But overall, like, there's no really super strong winds or anything, but yeah, this is the first, like, majorly rainy day you guys have experienced in Lapsus. At the barracks, let me just check something real quick. I need to pull up some notes real quick, I apologize. Why did that... Let me refresh the page, because, it was, a black screen for a moment. There we go. Okay, I believe that this is what I was looking for. Wait, that's not what I was looking for. Ah, here it is. Okay. So, alright, I have to make sure I was actually understanding that correctly. Arriving at the barracks, or the Mogah barracks, you can see that there is quite a lot of people, not quite a lot of people. There is not as many people as you would usually expect to see for even though this isn't a big town or a village really, or I guess it's a slightly larger village getting close to like a small town. There is maybe one guard outside that's kind of seems to be standing relatively at attention, but you can see his posture is slightly slouched. He's got an umbrella, and he just seems to kind of be like blinking very slowly and is not really paying attention as you guys kind of walk closer to your presence at all. You can see there are lights inside the window of the barracks, so there are people inside. You can see a figure as well sitting like at the edge of one of the windows, kind of looking out, but they're not really doing anything. What would you like to do?
Why am I here?
So, if I recall, and I'm pulling something up, you guys are here to tell Brees about the previous situation as it pertains to... Right. You're here to inform them about what happened with Kane, as well as the Dorga incident, as you told him you would check in with after that was all completed, and, now you're back in the town. Also, if he has any information about Dale, as he is your current main suspect for the shenanigans that have been transpiring around.
Right then,
Lewis is quiet for me again.
I could bring it in closer. But, I guess I'll just go in and... Do I know his office? Like, how to get to his office?
Right now you're looking at the entrance where one of the guards is, like I said, slouched over, eyes kind of slowly blinking with an umbrella. The main doors seem to be, like, they're not open, but they're not locked. So, like, you could probably walk in.
He probably doesn't care. He doesn't look like a guard that cares.
Mm-hmm. You just gonna walk in?
Yeah. If
No,
he says something, I'll be like... I'll say something afterwards, but if he doesn't say anything, then...
He, as you guys walk by you and Magellan, there's a moment where he slowly turns over and looks at you and Magellan. His eyebrow kind of raises a bit, but then he just slowly turns back and looks back out to the rest of the town. He does not stop you.
Yeah. I don't know what's with the quality, but...
Once you get to the door...
Afterwards.
You can open it. It's not locked or anything. You can just open the doors. They're large wooden doors. You can tell are reinforced slightly. The building itself isn't like a huge complex, but it looks like it's a 2-floor building with two kind of wings that stretch out to the left and right. And you can see as you kind of walk in, there's an area that opens up probably in the back of this to like a courtyard where there might be like training dummies and like arrow targets and things like that for shooting arrows and things like that. But overall, it doesn't look like a bad place. It's kind of got a lived-in feel. The wood is not actually as super worn as you'd expect. While the outside of the building looks a little bit more worn, they might have done some recent. You might have imagined refurbishments and things like that to it. But one thing is immediately of note, and I'm not even going to really make you make a check for this. There is not a lot of people in here. Like, this is, like I said, it's not a super big place, but it's not small. And there's not as many people as you'd expect to see in a guard barracks here. Maybe like 5? like 5 total people. One's at the window looking out. They seem like they kind of met your gaze when you walked into the building, but then they just kind of went back to looking outside. There is a guard that seems to be playing like, you know, the what is it? You know the game? Oh, and it's not ping pong. What the fuck is it called? The ball and string with the paddle.
Oh, paddle ball?
Yes, paddle ball. One of the guards is like playing paddle ball, and you can see they're not very good at it. They're like trying to hit it. They get like 1, 2, 3, and then it like sags and it falls. And you're like, damn it. They keep going and trying that. There's another guard that's sitting on what looks to be like a stool, and they look injured. They got like bandages wrapped around their head, and they have their arm in a sling, and they seem to be just like drinking right now. Mind you, this is midday, so they're doing a little bit of daytime drinking at the moment. And another guard is kind of like reading a book. She seems to be just sitting in the back, kind of flipping through the pages of a book when she looks up and notices you. She kind of looks to the left, looks to the right, realizes that no one is kind of approaching you, and just kind of sighs, closes the book, sits up, and she will approach. She will walk over. She doesn't like have her hand on her weapon or anything. Like you can see, she's got like a long sword to her side, a shield on her, a bow on her back. Probably more like a short sword. She's probably more like a scout. She walks over and she'll say, "Well met, all of you. You... Wait a moment." She looks at your arm. She kind of looks at your clothing. "Not from here. Adventurers Guild. You're a guild team based on that sigil."
Yeah. We're here to meet Kane.
"You're here to meet who?"
Wasn't his name Kane?
Kane is the person. No, Breeze is the captain, the guard captain.
Bree.
Yeah, Kane is the person that you were that you found out was taken to Lilel because of the injuries he sustained.
I meant to say Bree.
He's like, God, the god captain, you said, getting up a little bit.
Yeah.
He kind of nods. I don't know. Or she nods. She's like, I see. Well, give me one moment. I'll go get him. Well, she, like, walks over to the side doors of one of the rooms. The door is door is closed, not locked. There is a little window you can see that, like, shows inside of it. She knocks at the door and kind of like creaks it open, starts saying something inside, and you can hear like generally what she's saying. She's like, "There's a guild team here to see you." Mm-hmm. "Yes, I believe they're the ones that you spoke with a few days ago." "Yes, I will tell them." "Okay." Close the door, and she will walk back over to all of you and say, "Reese says was expecting you after he heard word from 2 of our scouts that you were heading to Mogah. Honestly, he's surprised that you all didn't show up late last night."
We wanted get some proper rest before we got here.
She kind of looks around, seeing like the rest of the guard detail. "Yes, we could all do with some proper rest." "Well, then in any case, he's in there. Go ahead and meet him. The door is open." She will walk back over to where she was sitting down in the corner, prop back on her chair, and open her book back up.
Do I walk by the guy with the paddle ball, by the way? Like, if I enter?
I'd say, like, he's not immediately in your direction, but, like, if you're walking, he's, like, maybe 10 feet away from you by, like, kind of close to the guy that's got, like, the bandages and is drinking. He's just standing up, like, maybe 5 feet from him trying this paddle ball thing in the middle of the room.
I really want to take his paddle ball. Like, brother, please. You're a guard. You shouldn't be.
every like few moments you hear like, "Damn it, not again." We just 1, 2, 3. Damn it. And he just keeps doing it.
You know what? Before I walk through the door, I'm actually gonna help him. I'm gonna help him play with this fucking paddle ball. Because if he's gonna slack off, I play with the fucking paddleball. He might as well do it right. Him fucking up is just making me cringe.
All right, so you saunter over to him, and he kind of like looks over. He kind of first you can see like he instinctually goes to hide it, but then he realizes that you're probably not a guard and you're not Breeze. He's like, can I help you?
No, I'm gonna help you, and I'm gonna like try to like look at the paddleball. I'm like, you should probably like. There's a way to put your hand. You lay the paddle flat, and then you just bounce it upwards. I don't know if he was doing the thing where you hold it like upwards. Like
yeah, he was holding it like perpendicular.
Cone.
Yeah, he was holding it perpendicular.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm gonna tell him like hold it down flat and then bounce it up.
He like thinks for he's a bit confused, but then he kind of thinks and he's like, He'll flip it around. I'm gonna have him make an agile hands check.
Man, I was really hoping for that.
He kind of starts doing it.
I'm giving him the help action. I'm helping.
All right.
He gets advantage.
Do you have favor or not favor? Do you have verse with agile hands?
You do with your subclass.
Nope. Do you?
Not your subclass. Your
Yeah, I'm versed in
fighting
agile
personality.
hands.
All right, I'll roll again. All right, with his plus, that's enough, I'd say. At first, he's kind of not doing it well, and you just kind of like hold his hand, because I would say what he's doing at first is he's moving the paddle up and down as well when he does it, and you just kind of like hold his arm, like his wrist, like keep your arm straight, and move your wrist, and like after a moment, he starts doing it, and he actually does. He does, instead of doing like 3 and stopping, he kind of gets to like 13, 15. He's getting the hang of it a little bit more now. He's like, oh, okay. Thank you, I suppose. Kind of looks at you a little bit like confused, but there's not like a bad confusion. He's just kind of like, he just might be a bit confused on like who you are necessarily, but he seems thankful, like genuinely. It's like, he just keeps kind of messing around with it, and he's kind of nodding to himself like he's getting it now.
Now that he has got the hang of it. Can I destroy it?
Do you want to destroy? What do you want to do? What are you gonna do?
It was like, bro, you should. It's like in my head. It's like, all right, you have the hang of it, but you still you have better things to do.
So what are you gonna say something, or are you gonna do something?
And you know what? I'm just gonna. He learned it. If he gets reprimanded from here on out, at least from like
from Breeze.
Yeah. And you know, I'm just like, all right, good job, and keep up the good work.
He nods.
Protecting the city or the town or colony, whatever the fuck.
Okay, so he nods. He's kind of focusing on the thing a little bit, but he nods. Magellan just kind of like looks back to you at the door, from the door, and he's like, he kind of motions over like, Homey, come on.
Oh, I just go.
Yep. Inside the once you enter the room, Breeze, you'll hear him kind of say, how did she have Breeze's voice? I think it was a bit gruffer, so it's kind of like, a bit like this, no, a bit like this, yes, I think something like that. He kind of looks over and he says, enter, and you can close the door once you're inside. Magellan will kind of like shut the door, I guess, if you don't.
Yeah, I'll close the door behind me.
And kind of looks over. You may take a seat. And he'll motion over. What you can see as you're looking is a somewhat, I wouldn't say it's a plain room, but it's a very orderly room. He's got a couple of pictures you can see. Some iconography of the Consortium on some of the walls. Like you can see there's like this large tapestry of the eagle of the Consortium, like on the side of the wall. His window is shut, The one, or there's curtains drawn on the window behind him that shows like the outside. You can hear the pitter patter of rain off on the in the distance. And actually, where is it? I bet I have a rain sound. Ah, here it is. There we go. Get that atmosphere. But yes, you can hear the rain kind of pitter-pattering on the window. Brees is sat down in a rather worn-looking chair, sitting at his desk, and you can see he is currently writing down something onto onto a large kind of like scroll. It seems. He doesn't necessarily look up at you yet. You can see he just kind of diligently keeps writing, very focused with his attention there. He motions with his hands whenever he says, like, for you to close the door. He'll motion with one hand, and then he'll motion for you to sit in front of him at some chairs that are laid out there. There's 3 chairs, you can see. And it says, if you would like, that is. If you prefer to stand, feel free.
Oh, I'll take a seat.
Magellan will also take a seat. Kind of continues writing, and then after a brief moment, he stops, puts the pen to the side gently, and he kind of takes a deep breath, and he will sit more straight up in his chair as he looks at all of you, or looks at both of you. You must be Homey, I imagine.
Yeah, that's me.
And you, Magellan. And Magellan just kind of nods and says, in the flesh. Like, Part of... I believe last time I met, your team did not have a guild name. Has that changed?
Yeah, no, we have a good name now.
I will have to do diligently to remember it, if you would not mind.
I'm like exercise.
He nods. He can see, he kind of thinks for a moment, like he's taking mental note, he just nods to you. So, Echoes of Stars, I imagine you are here to report what transpired in the forest, correct?
Yeah.
I do have a few questions about the ordeal, if you don't mind my prying.
Alright, what sort of questions?
Firstly, I would like to ask about the location or the condition of Cain. I think he would say his full name, but I don't, off the top of my head, remember his full name. But he would say his full name, Cain something. Where is it? Where is it? Control F. Cain. His last name. I think he's from Memorum, so it's probably not where I'm looking. Got it. Oh, I wasn't looking in the right spot. Cain. Cain's name is not here as well. God damn it. Alright. Last attempt. If I don't see it here, I'm just going to say Cain. Uh-oh, did I crash?
No, or I don't know.
Oh, there was a weird skip for a moment. That might have been an internet hiccup. So. Okay. You can still hear me? Alright, it might have just been for me. Awesome! I didn't put his last name down. Alright, Cain, he'll say his full name. I just don't have it written down, so. He's asking about the condition of Cain.
Like, is he alive? He's alive.
He kind of nods. Alive and well? Oh, alive and well.
I assume so.
Magellan will... Magellan will add a little bit to help you here. He's like... he's got a southern voice. Yeah, he's doing alright. last time I checked, or last time we all checked when we were at the low, not Greyfang, what's his name? Sharptooth's taking care of him. Sharptooth's taking care of him. He kinda nods. I see. I do believe that Kane and Shia would go speak with Sharptooth and the other Lalau often. I cannot say that the rest of the people in Mogah necessarily shared such camaraderie with them. Nevertheless, I am happy to hear that they have taken care of him. Kane is a very good man. So, that leads to the next question. These Dorga that you dealt with, based on the fact that we never saw the rest of those that went out with Kane, my assumption is that they are no longer with us.
Yeah, unfortunately, there were some. We saw some corpses there.
Yeah,
right?
you did. They were the rest of the Lapsus,
Yeah.
like Consortium soldiers and hunters that went out. There was like 5 or 6 of them. They were
Yeah,
He
so
kinda
I'll
knows.
report the number of corpses we saw.
He nods. There was the one. This one is the one that went with you, but one of the scouts. You didn't see them in that room, but one of the people that went with you originally to check. That's the one that fled. They're really the only survivor, but they went with you. That was kind of why. He kind of thinks. I will have to do diligent more. I will have to be more diligent. Make sure that I. He thinks of this. He kind of thinks. Write to their families and inform them of the situation. He kind of... There's a kind of solemn moment for him for a second as he closes his eyes and nods. Nevertheless, I imagine their sacrifices were not in vain. Did you slay those creatures?
Yeah.
Dorga, from what I understand. And something odd about them. I apologize. I believe that one of my scouts that went with you fled the scene. It is unbecoming of a soldier, but in the face of dangers like that, you must, I must ask humbly that you forgive them.
You know, we wouldn't hold it against him if we did it without needing him. So,
Magellan's
no
like,
harm, no foul.
Magellan's like, it's not our first rodeo. Looks like it might have been his, though. So, not surprised. Kind of tucked tail and ran. Kind of. Breeze kind of gives him a little bit of a look, but he will not continue. Kind of like, yes, unfortunately, we are few in number at the moment. With supplies dwindling, I fear that number will only shrink more and more. No doubt you've seen the less than savory, how shall we say, morale of the guard at the moment.
I guess I would explain the how do I put it? Basically, the quality of
The quality.
security that,
He nods.
yeah.
I assume. So are you just gonna like talk about everything you've seen coming in, or are you gonna focus predominantly
No.
on someone?
No, I would just be like, yeah, I noticed the quality of attention that's been.
He nods. Yes, unfortunately, I ask that you forgive their somewhat negligence. We are few in number, as I said, at the moment. They have been doing double shifts to make up for the lack of soldiers we have and guards we have at the moment. They're restless in many cases and fatigued in others. No doubt that guard out there that is standing watch. He's been nearly standing watch for nearly 16 hours. Speaking of, he kind of says, speaking of, it's soon time for him to be relieved of his duty for the time being. He should get some rest.
Can't they ask the guild for help? Like in my mind.
Oh, they ask me your mind. Roll me a knowledge local recall.
Nope, if I roll good. Nope.
What'd you get?
I got a 7.
Well, ask.
Uh, I'm
If
like,
you want
yeah, I'm like, if there's a shortage of manpower, can't you just always ask the guild for assistance?
In a normal situation, I would. He kind of sits up, a bit more sternly. However, we are not in a normal situation. I understand that you are all not been in Mogah the last few days, correct?
Uh, no, isn't that our next stop?
No, you're in Mogah now. You were in the Lel for like
Oh,
3 or 4 days, remember? After the Dorga
yeah.
place. Yeah, like 3 days, give or take. He kind of says, he nods and he'll say, since you have been gone, unfortunately, our guard detail that was once barely 14 or barely 16 is now dwindled to nearly 12. Well, kind of things. It was, no, they were at 22. And I think now they're at 14 because of the deaths that you confirmed as well as some other injured that they have. Says, we are now nearly at 14. We cannot ask the guild for assistance because you are the only guild team in the area. We can. Yeah, go.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, he kind of continuously says, we have asked, or we have tried to reach out to Quald in other areas, New Mogana, or is it New Ghana, as well as, yes, as well, however, regretfully, our messages have been intercepted in some cases, and in others, we fear they might be meeting the same complications with the rest of us. There is an upturn of preacher attacks, it seems, in the north and east, and we have not received any freight along the docks, probably in the last few weeks. Remember, he says, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but you are all one of the last few people that arrived at Mogah within the last 3 weeks.
Right. The whole situation with not being able to get cargo or the supplies.
Yes. And I fear that it is taking a toll not on just the guard, but the people as well. People, when pushed to the limits, can act like wild animals. He kind of thinks. He's kind of looking outside. He'll stand up in his chair and kind of like wander to the window and slowly draw the curtain. Or not pull the curtain back as he's speaking. But you were gonna say something, homie?
No.
What?
No, not really.
He kind of thinks for a moment as he's moving the curtains left and right. Yes. I fear that if we do not get to do something to change our current situation, this town is a veritable ticking time bomb of unrest, and there's not much I can do to stop it. I would make a request of all of you, and to the guild, actually. He looks back over at you. Seeing as the situation is hampered somewhat, we need to do more drastic actions to get assistance. The guards, he kind of says, I will be straight with you. The soldiers that we have sent, often to get more assistance, have not come back. I fear that their fates are no different than those that you saw attacked by the dog, whether it be by beast or other means. Some of my scouts have reported seeing raiders in the area. He kind of says, along the river going north. Fear they might have been intercepted, and I will not send more of my men to their deaths. I wish to go north to Quald, myself. I'm arranging for someone to monitor things in the area while I am gone. But we must punch through whatever is hampering us from getting assistance. I will deliver this. He kind of puts his hand across the parchment that's on that he was writing on. We'll deliver this to the guard detail there, to Iba, requesting no less than 60 guards for support. Food, some medical supplies. For our people.
You saying he's planning on going?
Yes.
Oh, why don't we do it for you? That way you don't have to, like, stay here and sanction as a good mission.
He kind of says, that's what I mean. That is the request. I'm not planning. He kind of says, I will be frank. It is not a matter of distrust of your capabilities. No doubt, you failed those Dorga. I have no doubt that your capabilities are superb. All the more reason why I would request your assistance. The information in this parchment here, some of it is confidential, but also, I believe that my arrival will show that the situation is of a great imperative.
So you want us to escort you there instead of us do it ourselves?
He nods.
Alright. I mean, if you must go, then we don't mind doing an escort. But what about? So you said you're planning on leaving someone in charge who's capable of taking your spot.
He kind of nods and he will say, pulling up their name. I believe it is Samara. Yes, Samara will do. I believe that you met her.
Was she the one that we checked in with?
Correct. She has a keen mind.
It was Paddle Boy.
She has a keen mind, and those remaining of the guard that are able to respect her enough to listen to her orders. Her orders. He kind of thinks.
Good on her for the promotion.
It would only be temporary. I do not wish to leave my subordinates to fend for themselves. For long, at least. But I also cannot condemn more of them to their deaths. And by that merit, I have failed as a commander to them. By not getting a handle on the situation sooner. Not just them, but the people around as well.
I mean, you did what you can, Everyone is suffering with this lack of supplies, You did. Honestly, I think you did pretty great with the situation.
Perhaps. Again, he just kind of thinks, looking outside. In any case, I will finish requisitioning that quest by the end of the day. However, I have other questions about the Dorga. Their behavior was said to be acting erratic before my subordinate fled the battle scene. I would like to know more about this odd behavior. Are the Lulel aware of
it? Are they?
Yes. I mean, you told them about it.
Then yes.
Yeah, you did tell them about it.
They are aware.
Then what is this? Why were the creatures acting erratically?
Don't we suspect it's due to someone pulling the string or like someone tainting them?
You want to roll recollection?
Yeah.
Fair enough. Go ahead.
Honestly, I don't know who sent us to this.
Sarsha.
This, but...
I mean, Magellan,
okay.
I can speak as Magellan. I've just been, like, not trying to do so to give you the ability to.
Yeah,
I
but
know
you speaking to you.
Yeah, I know. That's why I wasn't going to do it. Because I was like, I'm sure Homey remembers something. Then again, it was a decent chunk of time. So, unless you kept notes, I can understand you
Now we
forgetting.
blame Eli.
Yes, we blame Eli.
Fuck. I got an 8.
An 8? Something, something, BOS, something, something, tainted meat, something, something. There you go.
So, yeah, alright. So, I'm now remembering, or at least, the pieces
Are coming into play.
Yeah. It has to do with a disease, question mark, called BOS, that
when you say
alters
that,
the mind of a beast.
his eyes flare with a very deep concern when you say the words BOS. That blight is here.
Yes, and we think there's a hand at play. We don't think it's natural.
A hand at play. There's not a lot known. He kind of like, you can see he walks over to like his, to like a not a dresser, but to like a shelf. You can see he's combing through different, he kind of traces his hand across different books. He said, there's not a lot known about BOS to my knowledge. I might have to procure some information from some of the local alchemists. But he kind of takes out like a little scrap of paper. Erratic behavior. A frenzied state. Poison blighting the land and creatures alike. Does this sound at all like what you experienced?
Yeah.
If it is true that BOS is in play, even more reason to seek the assistance of those outside of Mogah. Not only that, you said that you believe there's foul play. In what way? He kind of walks over a bit more.
No, there was a tainted meat at the scene.
Tainted meat.
Yeah, tainted with BOS.
There's a knock at the door. As he's about to say something, he's like, enter. You can see the, well, now you know as Samara comes in. And she has her book to her side. She kind of looks over and says, Guard Captain, there's a little fiasco happening at the southern, or at the, cell area. He kind of says, a fiasco. He kind of massages the bridge of his nose a bit. Let me guess, more troubles due to the townsfolk and our residents, he kind of says, tell them to leave the area, that the situation is under control and they are not needed. It says, I did, however, they're being quite persistent. They're blaming him for things, saying that he deserves worse than a cell. Tell them that we have no direct proof of his actions of theft or any type of sickening, not sickening, poisonings of the food. He is merely here as under protective custody due to the situation. Guy says, I'll tell them that, but if they don't, she says, you have my authority to be a little bit forceful if needed. Just make sure that they don't harm you. She nods, and she will leave the room. Apologies about that. As I said, tensions are high in the village.
Who do they have in custody?
He hasn't said, unless you want to ask. Or are you asking?
I mean, we were gonna ask about this anyway, weren't we?
Yeah, you were. About, like, some of the stuff happening in town.
Yeah. Fuck, how do I ask this without being, like, hella nosy? You know, was there a situation in town recently before we got here?
You gotta, like, is interest peaks. Roll me a charm. We'll see.
Oh, yeah. I'm charming. Fuck. Well,
Or, I guess it depends on how you want to convince. What'd you get?
and 7.
A 7. He kind of thinks.
Can only believe me why.
Why is Eli casting so much shade right now?
He left me to do this.
That's fair. Wouldn't it be Toki technically? You know what? Magellan will help you. He will speak up. Wow. Magellan will speak up and he'll say, he's like, what my compatriot means to say is, we're already doing a little investigation ourselves of some of the stuff happening in town. We're already gonna ask you a few questions if you didn't mind. You know, we scratch your back, you scratch ours, something like that. Kind of thinks. Yes, I suppose a little outside assistance would not be too bad at the moment. Besides, you asked earlier why we have not asked for the guild's help. Now that you are here, yes, I shall. I want to read something real quick. I just want to make sure I'm presenting this information correct to you all. Let's see. His name is, I think it's something Jaw, isn't it? There it is, Creek Jaw. I just need to see something real quick. Okay, so he was saying, unfortunately, a day or so ago, we had a little dispute in the town pertaining to a lizardkin from the Lalel tribe. Well, he is technically a citizen of the settlement. However, he is from the Lalel tribe. He had been caught. Well, I hate to say the word caught, but he had been found near the site of some poisoned food stores. A storage area. Or an area of food stores that had been poisoned. A mob had seemingly appeared from the townsfolk and had begun to center around him. Luckily, a few of my guards, Samara as mainly, were there to defuse the situation. However, they felt like for his own safety, they would need to take him up. He's a nice fellow. I can assure you we do not have him in a cell. He's just staying in one of the guards' residences that are now open. He kind of says, I don't think that he did anything. Oh, sorry, I don't think that they did anything. Greek Joe is he's a quite nice fella. I've met him many times before. Some of our sailors and people are just overreacting due to the situation. Claiming that it's proof of something that they can't prove. But regardless, it seems in the minds of many he is already guilty of some action. Unfortunately, even though I do not believe that he is the one that poisoned some of the food storage, it is the case that the food storage was poisoned. We can't identify who. I had one of my guards investigate the situation, but he has not given me any feedback or information that proves that shows who the true culprits are. The only people in the area were other dock workers and such. I believe some of them happen to be some of Dale's recent assistants. But that is the situation as it stands with Creek.
I don't know what to do with that information.
I think Magellan might add something. He kind of says, You mentioned something about some people with Dale. And snaps his fingers. What do you know? We were actually going to ask about that Dale fella. What you know about him? How long has he been, around the town? What's his likes, dislikes, stuff like that. Magellan kind of chuckles. He kind of looks over. Dale is a peculiar. He's a very stiff individual, to put it lightly. Very proud of his consortium heritage, and I should say Lapsian heritage. Very outspoken as of late. He kind of looks to the side. There's a little bit of a sourness when he says that. However, he has been the town's harbor master since its inception, since the guild and others began investing here. He's not a particularly big fan of the guild or guild teams, and I'd say broadly, people outside of the consortium. But he usually will not do too much to cause issues, but lately that might have changed. Ever since the town's been getting more, the noose has been tying tighter around this town. His rhetoric has shifted more antagonistic towards the Lilel and other Beastkin people within the town. I fear that his rhetoric might start some type of fire that, unfortunately, I do not have the soldiers at the moment to put out. He is a driven man, to say the least, and he likes to take matters into his own hands, much to my issue. He says, I get the feeling that... He looks at you a little bit more glib, and he says, I get the feeling that he thinks he owns the docks and the people there. Monty runs an efficient system, so we don't get into his way much. Quite full of himself. He stops there unless you're going to say anything.
No, I'm just trying to process the information. Okay. So, he basically has a grudge against the doctor.
It doesn't seem like he likes him, at least. But he says he runs an efficient system, so we don't get to his way. Magellan's actually going to ask something, because I wrote this down as, like, a thing that, like, Sarsha told Magellan deliberately to ask. Yes, that was this. I'm gonna ask about Dale, or, moreover, about his issues with some people. Would that happen to be people like me, myself, and my compatriot here? He kind of looks over, he puts like a hand on your shoulder, kind of like shakes you a bit. Like, not violently, but kind of like in a funny way. Reese kind of crosses his arms. I need to roll something.
I heard the question, but I don't even understand the question.
He's asking if Dale has a particular dislike of people like you and him.
Oh, he's racist.
That's what he's asking. Would you like to help Magellan a little bit? He didn't roll that well.
I'd just be like, yeah, is he racist?
Alright. I guess you're going straight to the point. I feel like this is either a charm or I feel like it's a charm or a logic. I don't know. Yeah. Would you like to add anything onto that, or?
I'm I mean, he doesn't have to be like maybe partially racist, you know. Oh, it's a 5.
Breeze says. I mean, even with a 5, like
I mean, it's not like it's saying he's racist. We get
he is a particular type of Lapsian in the Consortium. Unfortunately, one that has not died out yet. I will let his diatribes speak with themselves for you to figure that out.
no.
that was about to say from Magellan, he will murmur that too. It's not a no. Alright. Nope, that for Starsha. I kind of thanks. Oh, right. Does this Dale guy have an... does this Dale guy... has he been in the town for most of the last 3 days? Breeze kind of thinks. I mean, I haven't been watching him exactly. But I'd imagine he stays from what I understand, he stays mostly at the harbor. I mean, occasionally he goes out to drink something with some of the other dock workers, but that's about it. None of my guards have said that he's done anything too obtuse. I believe he stayed mostly in the town, to my knowledge. Pretty much everyone is staying in the town, out of course, due to the situation. It says, okay, I guess that kind of thinks. Breeze will kind of look over at you both. And says, you mentioned that you're investigating things in this town. Does that mean that you are investigating Dale?
Yep. He's on our investigating list.
Well, I must say. He kind of looks up a little bit sternly and he says, I applaud you for being honest with me. That shows great valor. Many would hide that fact, as to not arouse suspicion. No, it's not something you need to be apologetic about. If anything, it makes me more willing to value your company, as well as your assistance in the future. What do you believe Dale has done for you to be investigating him?
You got this one, Magellan. You know more than I do.
Magellan looks at you, he's like... He crosses his arm, he's like, well, I wouldn't necessarily say all of us believe this, but one of the people you could say that kind of wrangles all of us does. She believes that, let's just say Dale is maybe playing a little bit in the, how I would say. Dale might be a little bit, secretive about some things that he gets down to, and he might be, perhaps, the main culprit that's been causing some of your issues. Breeze kind of raises an eyebrow to that. In what way? Well, again, we don't have anything conclusive, but... Well, I guess we might as well. He looks over at you, just tell him some of the stuff we saw at the Dorga fight. We found some Alto-related weapons, but none of those Alto weapons really match what we'd expect from Alto weapons. They were all made pretty shoddily. Honestly, they looked a little bit too clean to have been used on those Dorga. So we think someone might have left them or placed them there. Another thing, Kane got shot by an arrow that had some infected material in it. Poison and something else. Probably BOS, but like I said, he's fine now, but it seems like someone went through a whole hell of a lot of trouble to probably poison some bears with BOS and have them run amok. And it seems like Kane might have been one of the last people that could have vouched for a lot of things going on, and he got shot in the back. Breeze kind of like thanks. And I assume that means you believe that Dale is the one that did it. He says, maybe not the one that did it exactly. I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen this Dale, but is he a good shot? He kind of thinks. I would not know. I've not known him to necessarily fight, but I have seen him with a short sword before. So perhaps there was a time when he was a combatant of sorts. Says, well, even if it wasn't him exactly, that doesn't mean he can't be ringleader and all of it. And then thinks, I suppose. What do you think? He looks over at you, homie.
Man, that's about my opinion. Crazy. That's a no one. Didn't really expect that. You know.
I understand you have not met him before.
I trust our leader's hunch. You know, she's pretty sharp-witted about it. Like I said, he may not be the one who did it, but that doesn't, you know, he probably has some hand in some of
I will have one of my guards, Tail, go and investigate some of the area at the docks. Perhaps there is more. Perhaps I will arrange a meeting with Dale to discuss some matters pertaining to this. Kind of thanks. Well. In any case, thank you for telling me all of this information. That being said, I also need to. He says, it is also be unbecoming of me, considering how much you have done for us, if I did not offer you something. I understand that this quest went through the guild, but it is more, he kind of says, but you have done a lot for us, so I wish to offer you something. For getting me the confirmation of those fallen Consortium control guard, and Kane's whereabouts, as well as the BOS situation in Dorga. He will. You can see he kind of fishes around in his under part of his dresser for something, or it's not dresser, his drawers for something, and he pulls out a pouch, and he will hand it to you. That is 150 gold for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Nods. He says, as well, we have a lot of things lying around. If you wish, I can give you some. He kind of says, if you also wish, I can provide you with some equipment. Either some armor, a sword, a lance, or a bow. If you wish to concur with your party, you can decide and ask me before we leave, headed north, and I can get it. It is Consortium made as well. Fine arms.
I know what equipment I wouldn't mind having.
Well, you got something to talk. Magellan's like, I think we'll bounce it around with the team a bit, see what people got to say. Well, in that case, Mina says, I believe that is all.
To my knowledge, yeah.
Magellan says, well, we'll need to get back to our team and deliberate on some things, so you might see us back here soon. So, you know. Toodles. He kind of like puts up a peace sign that's walking out. He nods. Oh. I must also ask, I imagine you stayed at the guild hall, correct?
Yes.
He kind of says, did you inform Miss Shia of Kane's situation? I do not necessarily pry, but they seem very close.
Did we? I guess I think this is the.
Yeah, you did.
Not know this.
Oh yeah, I guess technically you went to the room, ironically, first, so yeah. Magellan would inform, yes, that kind of just nods. And he says, "Dismissed. Oh, sorry. You'll have to forgive me. Old habits."
No worries. You still gotta keep your captain or your the captain mannerism. So, alright, yep, we're dismissed.
Down and you can leave. So the guy with the paddle, when you walk outside, he is no longer there. Actually, you don't see him at the with the paddle. There is another guy. You can see the guy that was outside. That had the umbrella that was falling asleep. You can see the you can see one of the people over here, kind of like helping him. Like they have his arm over their shoulder, and they're kind of just helping him to one of the rooms in the back. He's like, "You did a good job, mate. All right. Time for you to rest up, alright?" You can hear him mumbling like, I'm fine. Kind of like, as you can see him walking into the other room. Samara just kind of, you can see Samara no longer is reading their book. You can see they are, the one that was helping him was the one that was looking outside the window. They're no longer at the window, they're helping him in. You can see Samara is sitting by the entranceway, but she is still inside the building, and she's just kind of looking out. You don't have to say anything to them. You can just keep walking. You and Magellan make your way out. By the way, if you're wondering where you're supposed to go back to, with the guild hall is where you guys were supposed to meet after you guys did your things. So now, we will move a little bit to everyone being back together. We're gonna say it's around noon. We'll say. When everyone gets back. You guys would actually arrive first, to like, back at the guild hall. And about 30-ish minutes later, or 15 to 30, between then, maybe like 20-ish minutes, you would see Starsha, Marliana, Felt, and Karina arrive. Oh, you know who was also with you? Gathor. I forgot about that. We'll just say Gathor was just sitting down the entire time, not really saying much.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. So yes, Marlian and the others, you can see Homey and Magellan are probably inside, like, sitting down. Would Homey, would you be just chatting with Magellan? Or would you be doing something
The
else?
only thing I would tell Magellan is I'm getting that paddle ball.
Magellan's just like,
yeah.
He's like, you do know Starsha is going to kill you if you fuck with them, right?
Don't worry. I'm only gonna get it in a totally legal way.
Alright, as long as she's not pissed at all of us, that's fine. And as he says that, the door opens, you can see the double doors to the main entrance, and you can see Marliana, Starsha, Felt, and Karina enter. Marliana, who is probably soaking wet, not using an umbrella, but, you know. Nevertheless. Actually, I don't know if Marliana would be really chipper at the moment, considering how you guys just left that situation. How would Marliana be after how all that just happened? Especially the last moment with Karina, you, and the guy that was like, what do I do about my family if I can't provide for them type thing. I can't do what they need.
Yeah, Marliana would probably be lost in thought with, like, the tiniest of scowls on her face.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, probably barely noticeable, unless you know.
Yeah, I mean, she's probably not, at least she's not chipper, which is definitely something to note. Like, Marliana is usually pretty happy-go-lucky, so. Just probably quiet. Starsha, you can see she's coming, you can see Starsha's lost in thought for a moment as she enters. As she comes in, she'll make sure the door closes, and lock the door. Actually, no, she won't lock the door. She'll just say, she'll clap her hands. Alright, team. Everyone get to the room. We have something to discuss. So, I assume no resistance from anyone. Everyone will go to the room? Alright.
Yeah.
So, once you all get to the room, Starsha will make sure the door is locked. She kind of checks it a little bit to make sure it's somewhat quiet. She'll tell Magellan, she'll look over. Magellan, keep an eye out outside the window. I want to make sure that no one is keeping an eye on us during this conversation. Yeah. Karina would say something. Starsha, I wanted to also try. Well, she kind of looks over at you, Marliana, and Felt. We wanted to try providing some food for them. Maybe go out and hunt some Feator. Starsha kind of thinks. He's like, we can do that, though I think that might come later. You'll understand what I mean in a moment. Starsha will take something out of her bag, and she will put it on the table. It looks like a torn-off cloth, and it's got a symbol on it. It looks like a skull with like a hatchet through the skull.
We're gonna be pirates?
She kind of says, no, it seems that we might have some pirates here. I think our mercenaries, Dale's mercenaries, or the people, those hired thugs he has around him, might not exactly be the most on-the-board mercenaries.
Well, of course, they're on the sea.
She just looks at you with this, like, this expression of, really? She says, joking aside, that's not the only thing. I need to pull up my notes. Give me one moment. I'm just gonna read what I wrote down from last session. Wait. Alright, so. As Marliana felt and Karina were keeping the attention away from me, and she looks over, thank you all for that. I managed to sneak around some of the parts of the docks to behind one of the buildings. Well, she kind of thinks. I managed to keep out of sight for the most part, and I found this, which points to the symbol, or the cloth, next to one of the boxes. I also began trying to search through some of the crates that they had. I should clarify, she looks over at you, Homey and Magellan. Dale, at the docks, they've been getting new freight, new shipments. Which seems a bit odd, wouldn't you imagine? The town's been under a blockade of sorts from all directions. So where are they getting all these new things? Well, that's part of the equation. The other is what was in them. I found a little parchment. She pulls out some paper. Says it looks like a manifest for some of the shipments of things. Most of these things are all unmarked. She'll show you, and on the paper, a lot of the crates that you see, or a lot of the things that she talked about seeing, which technically Marliana, Felt, and Karina know because they saw the physical stuff. But to Homey and you wouldn't necessarily have seen it, but she'll say, all of those crates that we saw, most of them are not checked for, meaning that they're new freight that hasn't been registered or marked. And what was in the crates is the next thing. Weapons. Lots of weapons. Ammunition for crossbows and bows, swords, axes, javelins, torches, alchemical fire, all things you would need to start a ruckus in the town. I also overheard some of the... She says, I also heard some of the dock workers speaking of one of the thugs. They said something about silencing the Dullbloods. She kind of thinks for a moment. Karina a bit... You can see Karina kind of flinches at the word, and she kind of says, and another word for Memoriam people, a slur that as far as I'm concerned.
Does she have like a manifest of some of the stuff that was brought?
She has a manifest of the stuff. So what she has is a manifest of stuff that was brought, but most of the stuff they saw is not in this manifest, meaning it's not registered or marked.
I see.
So it's like ghost freight, basically. Like, there's no, like, you can see, like, the, and again, she has it here. There's, technically she stole this, but, you know, that's, let's not think about that. What she has shows what was the crates that were checked in and what was in the crates. None of these crates have weapons. Or, sorry, none of these crates say that they brought weapons with them. Any type of alchemical materials or fire. Yeah. She found the crates that had this stuff. But none of the manifest shows that this stuff was checked in as, like, a thing.
Did she happen to see any poison?
Yes, that was another thing. Funny thing, that was another thing. She says, as you asked that question, she's like, actually, homie, I did. There was some toxins, I guess. I wasn't able to ascertain what types of toxins, but they color match what we saw that was on the, what they called at least, the alto materials.
Wait, who are the dock workers wanting the quiet? I'm a little lost there.
Oh, silencing.
What did they say?
They wanted to silence the, what she said was the Dull Bloods, and then there was a slur they said for Memorum people. They said in the town. Which, what that means is, she can translate what that means, which is they were talking about Beastkin and Memorum people. They said before the main event in the low. I suspect that is what these weapons are for. I saw them moving a bunch of the freight, the new freight, I should say, in and out of a large storage building in the back of the, towards the edge of the docks. I was unable to get in there, though. A lot of Dale's hired thugs were around there, and I didn't want to blow my cover. It also looked like they might have been carrying some food storage. I can't be sure if all of it was poisoned or not. Considering they brought out some of the poisoned food to show to the stage, with a chance it was, but that poison I saw in those vials did match the color they claimed was the alto poison. In either case, remember those people that they sent off to the residential area before we went and talked with Dale? After his speech? I wouldn't be surprised if we start hearing about incidents within the next few hours. Which means we only have probably until today the end of today to act before things get out of hand. Also, I suspect the control guard won't be of much help, at least not the most of them. Dale mentioned that they've been understaffed, remember? And I wouldn't be surprised if some of them are either too tired or fatigued to be able to assist us in the situation, or we can't be sure those of which that might be loyal to Breeze, and we're not even sure if Breeze is someone that we can trust at the moment.
So then what should we do?
Well, that depends. She looks over at you, Homey, and Magellan. What did you guys hear from Breeze? Any judge of the information he gave you, character, things like that? Is he someone that we could look to in the situation?
Is she talking about the captain? Like
yes,
himself?
Breeze.
Like,
yes.
Yeah, he's been pretty straightforward and honest with us. He also wants to sanction a guild mission with us to escort him over to place he said he wants to be escorted to. Because I forgot the name.
Qual.
Qual.
He kind of thinks... Or, I would say that as Magellan, sorry. Magellan would say Qual. She kind of thinks, well, that's convenient, considering we already wanted to head up there next. Did you accept the request?
He's putting it in for the guild. But yeah,
Good.
we told him we'll take him up on the offer. He also said, he's willing to give us some equipment, some low-level equipment.
What was it? Consortium equipment.
Consortium equipment.
She kind of thinks, I don't have much of a metric on how good the Consortium equipment is, but even if it's something that we can sell, we might as well take it. It's a free thing. Did he say what exact material, what exact equipment he would be giving us?
Anything they had, short swords, long swords, stuff. I don't know. Pretty sure he gave us a list, but you know, pretty sure if we just see an ass, I'm pretty sure we willing to comply.
Fair enough. So you believe you believe that we can trust him, though?
Yeah, I have a gut feeling that we can trust Bree.
Magellan kind of nods. He's like, I agree with our fluffy friend here. I think we can. Seems like good folk. Honestly, seems like he's dealing with a lot. He could probably use the hand. Sounded like. Kinda thinks. Then we'll confide in Breeze about the matter. If we can get an official jurisdiction or allowance of jurisdiction here, then we can act not just as the guild, but we can act with the authority of Breeze as the guard captain. That allows our options to be a lot more direct. Hannah looks over. Alright. She says, is everyone ready? Get your stuff. We've got... She says, get your stuff ready and on. Whatever you need to get for the moment. We're going to head over to Breeze within the hour. And once we get jurisdiction from him, we're going over to the docks, and we're going to deal with the situation permanently. We have enough evidence here to stop the investigation directly with Dan.
Well, I'm ready now. It shouldn't take too long for everyone else to get ready, right?
Felt kind of nods.
Ready.
Magellan just kind of like spins. Does Magellan have his revolver yet? I don't remember.
That's a great question.
No, he has his flintlock still. Never mind. I checked the sheet. Unless I'm looking at the wrong sheet. No, I'm not.
I mean, all I've seen him shoot is his one, you know, one augmented piece.
You know what? That's a good. Blast armament? You mean that? The blast armament?
I've only ever seen him use his blast armament, which is part of his spear, I believe.
Yeah, he has an alto short spear that he turned into a blast armament now. I think he got that when you guys were in Lalel. So he has his flintlock. He doesn't have his revolver yet. He can get one when he gets the qual, though. I think that's what he has in his notes, because he knows the person that sells it, the cat dude, the Servalkin. I don't remember the name, but you know the person. It was where Tarsha got her sidearms first from. But she doesn't need that.
Trevor written down somewhere.
Yeah. You guys know who it is. I'm not gonna like make you roll a check or anything. You guys know who it is. Yeah. I just wanted to make sure I had the right actual like character sheet. So yeah, I do. He'll just make sure his flintlock's loaded, and he kind of says, "Yep, I'm ready." Felt will kind of like she's kind of like clutching onto her staff, and she just assuredly kind of nods to you all like, I'm ready as well. Karina kind of like sits up. She'll nod and look at you all.
Alright then. I guess we'll all go see Dale, or not Dale, Breeze.
Sasha says, oh no, we'll be seeing Dale soon, don't you worry. But yes, let's go get official allowance before we have a little party. So, everyone grabs their stuff and makes your way right back to Breeze. It's funny considering Homey and them were there like an hour or like 30-ish minutes ago. So they're just coming right back another 20 minutes later. Or not 20 minutes, another 40 minutes later. You arrive and see relatively the same state. The new person that's there, the guy that was, the guy that's currently watching is the guy, Homey, that had the paddle. And he actually isn't. He doesn't have the. You can see the paddle is like in his like pouch on his side, like his sling pouch. But he's actually like standing at attention. He doesn't have like weapons drawn or anything. He's got an umbrella in one hand, and he is just kind of like hand on the other hand on his waist belt, and he's just kind of like looking left and right, making sure like keeping an eye out. He sees all of you approach, and he kind of says, he's like, "Oh, the paddle master returns."
Paddle master? What is that?
Which starts to kind of raise an eyebrow, looking over at you, Homey. Uh-oh. Did we lose Homey?
What?
Oh. You got called the paddle master.
Yeah, and Starsha and I are questioning what the hell that is.
Yeah, what does that mean? It's the guy... I don't know, did you hear what was happening before?
No.
You guys are back at Breeze's, or at the guard barracks. As you're approaching, the guy that's currently keeping watch now is the same guy that had the paddle.
Oh.
So this time he's not using it.
You can see it like on his pouch, but he's like actually being attentive now and like keeping watch. But yeah, he replaced the guy that you saw that got carted back to go to sleep.
I guess I asked him, did you beat your 16 high score?
He kind of nods. Indeed, I did. And all thanks to you.
Internally, now I feel guilty that I was gonna take his paddle.
You should. You absolutely should. You were a terrible person.
Yeah, it looks. He's like, oh, can I help you with anything?
Yeah, we told Bree we'd meet back with him after we got some stuff ready.
Oh, funny enough. I think Bree said, I believe he's still in there, but I believe he said he might be going for a walk or something soon.
Well, I guess we'll accompany him on his walk.
He nods. I'm sure he'll like the company. He probably is just going to make sure that the guards stationed around the town are still doing all right. There's a lot of people that have had to take double shifts, so. The one I had to just was out here for 16 hours, basically.
That's some shift.
He nods. But it comes with some perks. I mean, Breeze has been paying us a lot more for it. Though I fear that some of that extra money might have come from we'll say, the lack of personnel. Also, if you would, can you make sure that Breeze is actually eating Samara, sorry, not Samara. He would say Samara. Samara left some food out for him, and he didn't eat it the other day, or earlier today. Too busy writing and working on something.
You better be quick. You might be busy again.
He raises an eyebrow to that. Like, not an eyebrow, but just kind of like a to that, but doesn't say anything. Well, in any case, he's in the same place as before, I believe. So, I assume you walk in.
Yeah.
Yep. You enter the double doors, and you can see inside, there is, you can see Samara is now, you can see she's helping the guy that was at the bar. She's just finished helping him over to what looks to be like a medical area, and you can see that she's like walking back from there, kind of entering the room, and she sees you all come in. She's like, oh, it's all of you. Also, Samara is she seems to have elven qualities. You're not sure if she's a full elf, but she does have like the elven ears, green eyes, and like kind of brown hair. With fair skin, I should say. And she kind of says, oh, is all of you here for another meeting with Breeze, I presume?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure Einrad told you outside that he's about to go out for a walk, so You might need to make it quick. She got
We'll
sure.
be in and out, or maybe we'll accompany him on his walk if he wants the company.
He's a type of walk in silence type, to my knowledge, but maybe. She'll motion over, like, the door's open. She goes and sits at the bar, like the counter. I wouldn't say the bar, it's just more like the counter. And you see she starts drinking something. It doesn't seem like it's alcoholic, it seems like it's probably like some type of juice. And she, leaves you to everything. So you guys walk in there, and you can see Breeze is currently, Breeze has a large kind of greatsword on his back. You can see he's fishing around for something in a chest. His back is facing you as he kind of looks for something. You can see his armor is on. It's a little bit like, not dirty, but worn, you can tell. He probably hasn't gotten like any refurbished armor lately or anything like that. And he might have more important things preoccupying his time than making sure his armor is spick and span at the moment. As he kind of fishes around for some things, and he's like, I imagine that... Oh, he sits up. I see, you're back. Well met. Is there something I can help you with? He'll turn and face you all.
You have to say that.
Yeah, we would like your official assistance.
He raises an eyebrow to that. Official assistance? In what ways?
Well, Homey and Magellan came earlier and told you about our investigation.
He kind of nods. Yes, they were quite informative.
Yeah, well, speaking of information, our group that were on the docks found more information.
His eyebrow raises when you say that.
Possibly incriminating evidence about some underhanded things going on down there.
Sarsha will walk over to like the desk and she'll put on the manifest and also put the cloth that has the insignia on it. I'm just saying. And she'll just say, have you seen either of these? He kind of like walks over a little bit, leans down, kind of looks at it. A ship manifest, I presume. She nods. And he stops and he's looking at the symbol.
Actually, I didn't do this earlier, but I wanted to roll. Like, I have a slight interest in pirates.
Yeah, I was gonna say someone could have rolled, but
yeah, I forgot to. But
no, you're fine. You're fine. Roll me a local regal, please.
Okay. Okay. 13.
Anything to that? Okay.
No.
Honestly, even with the 13, I'd say you would know at least a bit about them. Especially since it's since it's especially one of your special interests, since you seem to really like pirates, or just looking at them. Looking into them, I should say. There is something that comes to mind when you look at the symbol. The blade through the skull. It is obviously it's more of like a pirate-ish symbol, like you can tell that. But something about the way it's designed and drawn is very familiar to you, and then it kind of clicks. The Tide Pack is actually dealt with, I don't mean like traded with. I meant like they fought these pirates before. They used to be a more known pirate gang until the we'll say the collapse of many pirates due to the Consortium pirate offensive stuff, the pirate crackdowns. But since then, they decided to become more of like a mercenary band and effectively still do pirating, but just acting as mercenaries. So now they're pirating, but as official business. They do a lot of theft, or they do a lot of work in some of the underbelly parts of the Consortium and other parts of Lapsus to mainly steal different types of like artifacts, They often are known for their tactics of, how would I put it? They're very big on like poisonings of either officials or areas. They're also very big on what is it? Not necessarily settlement raiding, but kind of like the term espionage comes to mind, but maybe not as like well versed as what you'd imagine a spy would be, but they're usually known to be able to nestle in areas pretty decently as like regular soldiers or mercenaries. They can do a lot with making themselves look a bit more official, which is why there are some people that will often hire them even if they have the bad reputation they do. Yes. There's other groups that kind of fit this mold you've heard of called like the Dust Devils and things like that. Though, from to your knowledge, that group I just mentioned has been they were dealt with sometime in the prior year due to some events that happened in the consortium, just that you overheard one time, or probably read about, I should say. But this group is known as the Skull Scrapers, I believe. So sorry, Skull Scalper. That is it. Skull Scalpers. Which, guess how they got their name. They got in trouble for a specific incident, a couple specific incidents, and one of their main leaders has a habit of taking trophies, we'll say. I'll let your brain fill in the rest.
Yeah.
Hence their name. But yeah. Not for obvious reasons, not good news. Not good to be here. If that is them.
Yeah. If Brees doesn't immediately say anything because
No.
he seems to be slightly in shock that there's a pirate flag on his desk.
No, he's looking
I'll just
at
go ahead
the
and say-
manifest at the moment. He was gonna say something about that, but go ahead.
Oh, yeah. When Starship puts down the flag, I'll go ahead and tell, about how the Tide has fought these people before, and all that information we just
Yep.
went over. I'll go
Yeah,
ahead
it's
and say
fine.
that while Brees is probably flipping through the manifest and all that.
He kind of thinks. He says, "Yes, I'm quite familiar with the Scalpers. I fought against them myself, some of the ranks, a few years ago. They had been hired to terrorize a particular settlement in the north. However, we thought that we dealt with most of their ranks with one of their main leaders having been captured. I guess they did not disband as much as we thought. I wonder more and more these days if the crackdowns actually did do anything." Kind of shakes his head. "Regardless, this is indeed their insignia. And this..." He kind of puts the manifest down and kind of has his fingers on it. "This is indeed the manifest that was checked in the other day. But... or not checked, this is that we have record of. But why did you bring this to me?"
Well, there were a lot more things in those crates in the docks than just this here in the manifest.
Starship nods. "Weapons, specifically poisoning tools and weapons that could be used by many of the townspeople." His eyebrow kind of raises and says, "For the townspeople?"
There are also a lot of fake auto weapons to try and shift the blame towards them.
He kind of says, "Fake auto weapons." He goes into his drawer and he pulls out a dagger, an alto dagger. And you can see he's kind of
Another one of those fakes.
he kind of looks at it for a minute. It actually looks. Give me an appraisal.
Cool. Alright. 16.
Yeah, this one actually looks real, like very well adorned and kept after. You can see the serrations are going the right way this time. The blade does not look like it's bent. It looks actually like well kept and maintained. Um, he puts that on the table, and he reaches in his back pocket, and he pulls out another one. And this one looks fucked up. This is the one that looks like the blade's bent, and the serrations are like the wrong way. Starsha kind of looks over. One of those looks real, but one of those, he says, was found at the scene of the crime. I thought something was off about it. So someone set up Creekjaw. This symbol, where did you find it? Sasha kind of will look over and she says, I found it left over from one of the hired men that Dale has. Near the crates. He kind of thinks, scratches, you can see he's like kind of thinking. What's your passive mood, everyone?
Not good.
Check. Homie?
Mine's a 10.
Homie? What's yours?
What?
Passive mood.
Passive
Heh.
Would be a 12.
A 12. Alright, roll me a mood check.
Homie?
Yeah.
You, both of you.
Both of us? Alright, cool.
If you want to.
Where'd my
Wow,
mouse?
what a shitty roll. It rolled forward.
Mouse.
Some
Where
force
are
stopped
you?
it midway.
Hey, look at that.
Hey, that's your... So you and Starsha noticed very quickly, and I'm just gonna... want to check something real quick, because I think I know what it is, but I just want to... Alright, so now I just want to check. Here it is. He's got his arms crossed as he's thinking. And you kind of pick up on it. As you've been, both you and Starsha, explaining more and more, he's been getting noticeably more tense and noticeably more... He doesn't seem too thrilled to hear this information, is all I can say. And he kind of says, these men that are with Dale, you said. Is Dale, are they with him at the moment? Starsha just kind of nods. He looks over at you, Marliana.
Oh, I was just gonna say the same thing, but less confidently, because I didn't completely remember.
Yeah. Is Dale still at the docks?
He was. He also sent people to the residential area.
That this is probably the first break of his composure, as he just says, by the gods of the sea, or by the goddess of the sea, that damn sellout. He kind of like, he'll look over, Samara. You can see like immediately kind of rushing over to it at the door. You can see Samara's like, yes sir. Says, round up 3 other soldiers. I want you all to go to the residential area. The area for the moment is under lockdown. No one is allowed outside of their homes. Anyone that is outside is to be brought here. Especially if they are from the docks. Do you understand that? She's like, sure sir, but... He says, what is it? It's like, well, we do have a few that we can do that, but... What do we say is the reason for this? He kind of thinks, Because he's thinking about, like, what to say. Routine inspection. We believe that there to be some potentially hazardous materials in the area. We need to make sure, the guard needs to make sure that it is indeed not true and that everyone is safe to go around. They will only be a short time, at most a few hours. And if they have an issue with that, they can come to the barracks themselves and discuss it with us. She kind of says, understood. Samara. She kind of stops and looks over. If you encounter individuals that do not seem to be of the particular makeup of this town, you have my permission to detain them and bring them here. She kind of nods, a little bit with a smirk, and she says, understood. Alright. That covers that. He looks over at all of you. I was already planning on heading down to talk with Dale a little bit after what you told me. But, with this information you have brought me, this manifest, and this insignia, you can see his kind of hand grabs the insignia, kind of balling it up. If any of this is true, I will have Dale's head. He sits up. You can see he will kind of fasten his greatsword to his side, or to his back, and he will begin to walk past you all and says, I will be going to the docks now. Starsha kind of looks.
We're coming too.
Yeah, Starsha looks like, yep. We'd like to assist you with this endeavor. He kind of stops and says, Ordinarily, I would say that it is not something you need to concern yourself with, but we are understaffed, and particularly this will be if things go the way I imagine they will, we will be in a fight.
Well, this does seem like it'll be part of our investigation, so the guild's already authorized us to act.
You have my allowance to act as assistance in this endeavor. However, if possible, I would like Dale to be left alive, and I would like to capture the individuals present.
Looks at Starsha.
Starsha, listen. Starsha just says, I'm sure we can do that. If the situation, we should have a handle enough on the situation. However, if it means one of our survival, I do not think that that it would be ill-prepared for us to make a decision to keep ourselves alive. He kind of looks over. I gotta roll something for that.
Yikes.
Would anyone like to help Starsha?
Yeah, you know, we won't have any issue in keeping our hands clean, but we do have to protect our own too, especially if these, oh shit, what are they called? Where'd the words go?
You mean the scrapers or skull scalpers? Skull scalpers. I apologize. Yes.
If they're involved, we have to make sure we're all safe first. You understand, right?
Believe it or not, she actually does beat, even with a 6 there.
Cool.
He kind of thinks. He looks at you, Marliana, and he nods. I suppose that is only fair, since I am asking for you to put your lives on the line. Well then, if it is agreed then, that you will try your hardest then. He kind of says, then funnel out. I mean, follow me.
While he's walking away, as I do with people who are interesting, I want to try to gauge his strength.
Okay. spiritual strength or physical general strength?
Wait, what was the first option?
Spiritual
But mostly
strength or physical? Appraisal, please.
Oh yeah, physical, yeah.
Appraisal.
Oh, cool. I can do that.
If anyone else would like to as well, they can. Homey, if you'd like to.
Oh, hey. Nice.
No, he sounds tough. I don't need to.
Breeze is actually... So, I would say Breeze is close to a comparable ability to Eobon in terms of his stature. He is definitely better trained than the others that you've seen. Like, I'm not just talking about, like, the scout that ran away, but, like, even a lot of the other soldiers and stuff you've seen. He looks very, like... He looks seasoned. Like, he's been in battle before. He is not a wet-behind-the-ears recruit. It doesn't even look like he's, like, a recent... like soldier. Like he looks like he's probably fought a lot. You think that his skills, specifically, I would say you believe his skills with the greatsword he has are probably pretty decent. In fact, actually, let me check something real quick. Also, he looks to be. Yes, he has a longsword as well to his side and a shield on his back. His skill set's probably close range, but you don't think that... you think his skill set's probably close range, but he also probably is good at directing, you think. Obviously his stature, his cadence, and everything shows you a refined and dignified, like, combatant and soldier. So he should be good, you think. Pretty good.
I look forward to fighting with him.
Mm-hmm. So, all of you making your way to the dock area. As you do, you notice that there's not a lot of residents around. You don't see a lot of people, like, walking. I mean, it's raining, yes, but, like, there's not a lot of people, even with umbrellas and stuff, walking around. No, like, not even as many of the spatterings you saw that were leaving the stage from earlier. It seems like it's veritably, like, dead right now. However, you can see some torch lights in the distance the further you get into the market area and getting towards the docks. Breeze will kind of stop for a moment as he looks off into the distance in the rain. And all of you can see it as well with your passives. There seems to be some individuals spattered around, or just kind of all around the docks, kind of, just kind of keeping an eye out. They look to be a mix between dock workers and, like, kind of like hood-covered individuals that match the kind of thugs that were talked about before that you guys saw. They just seem to be keeping an eye out. You do not see Dale as well. Like, not just out and about. You don't see him out and about.
Interesting.
Breeze will kind of look over to you, to Starsha, and say, because I imagine Starsha would have probably just been telling him what she saw and what in the crates and everything, and he will just say, "That storage shed you said you saw them Dale go into, or some of his people go into." He kind of motions, "That one back there," and in the distance you can see where there's some firelit torches. There's a few. There's like a large storage house connected to the docks that goes into the waterways a bit. And he kind of... She'll just nod. And he would just kind of say, "Then I will go make my presence known." And he just starts walking. Unless someone stops him.
I don't have any intention of stopping him, but I'm wondering if some of us should go with him and some of us should go to the shed.
I'll go with him.
Well, I mean, he's going to the shed. He's just going more
I thought
directly.
he was going to, okay. All
yeah,
right.
he's
Well,
just
never
going
mind.
directly.
Alright. That's cool and all. Change of plans. Maybe some of us shouldn't just openly walk up. You know?
Is that if that's what you want to do? I will move you to the map so you can see.
Cool, cool.
Let's just see here. Lapsus Town, Mogah Docks.
Ooh.
Oh wait, one sec. Let me put something on. Dynamic light.
It's too bad we're not level 4. There's something I want to do, and I have 2 ways. I would have 2 ways of doing it at 4, but I only have 1 way of doing it now. It's a little loud.
Loud.
Yeah. I use thunder energy. Thunder is typically pretty loud.
Oh, well, yeah, that's fair. Alright. Alright. I will put you down. Ooh, that's cool. Alright, I'm gonna put you guys down. Don't worry.
Oh, that's fog or the fog? That's
Yeah,
sick.
the fog. I don't know how it looks for you guys, but I'll show you. I'll see what it looks like in a moment.
Yo, zoom all the way out.
sick.
Zoom
It
all the
looks
way
like
out.
wool. It looks like
Oh, it
a
does kind
rug.
of look like wool.
Yo, it's what it, yeah, that's I like this a lot.
Does it
Good
look
on
cool?
you, roll 20.
This
It
is
looks
what
good.
it looks like when you're a little bug in a rug.
Alright,
Yeah.
let's pull out Starsha. Marliana.
Where, oh,
Oh
gotta
wow,
zoom in. That's
that
really
does
cool.
look interesting. I actually really like that fog effect. That's cool.
Man, my sight is so trash.
Yeah, it's so ass.
It's so trash.
Though one sec, I have something I am. There's cloud cover here, so like, that's why I did it like a little bit misty. But I am going to add little torches in a moment, so you can.
I might pop a flare, man. This is rough. This is rough. I mean, you gotta work on my goddamn goggles, all right? I'm a partial range fighter.
Homie, all right, they're
That's
there.
a lot. That's a lot. Oh, that's Homey. Yeah, I can see through Homey. It's not really. God, I have 10 feet. You got 60.
Oh, he has 60 feet.
I don't even
Goddamn.
know. Yeah, I mean, dark vision is pretty solid. I mean, it's 30-30, but it's
Yeah,
60.
still.
Like,
All right, this isn't exactly the makeup of like what the order is. I just put you guys down for a moment. And then I need to
wherever
put...
front is, I'll be there.
Yeah, probably by Karina. I imagine Homie. Well, I think you'd probably be. Would you be next to Breeze?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I'd also be next to, like, I guess right behind him.
Oh, I meant to put Starsha behind Homie. Yeah, go ahead and put Homie or put Marliana under. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I think that's a good makeup there.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not forgetting anyone, right? I think that's everybody.
How do you lock on yourself? Is it L? Isn't there a way you can, like, look at a token's perspective only?
Oh, there is. It might have changed, but I do know what you're talking about.
Alright, time to start pressing buttons.
You better delete your whole character.
Alright, still haven't found it. Oh shit, something's loading. What's happening? That's cool. Apparently, you can have a token be like full screen. What did I press for that? Was it Z? Yeah, Z. Press Z.
Z.
That's cool.
Oh, that's what I pressed to make that pop up. I have never figured that out.
Thing doesn't exist anymore because I pressed every letter and it didn't happen. All right. I'm just gonna remember Starship that Marliana can't see. Do my best.
All right, here. Let me put some torches around real quick.
Man,
how much light is that providing?
That's some good light.
30? It's a big light. Actually, maybe more.
That light identified this chest.
I think it was like 40 feet.
Yeah, it's like 40. It should be like 45-ish.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay. I'm on the wrong layer. One moment. I need to put this on the light layer so that I don't accidentally... They've changed how this works. How do I change... Oh, there, just change layer. Light layer. Okay. Let me
It's
go...
gone.
Yeah, to the light layer. But you should still be able to see the light.
The light's there.
Alright, we're gonna see something real quick.
It is such a shame, actually, that we're not level 4, because then I could use my bubble. This would be like the best place to use my bubble.
Right by the water. Don't you got an ability that like needs
make us
water?
like that?
Well,
Around
the
you?
bubble doesn't need water, so I
can
create the
make
bubble using my own health, but I can reduce the amount of health I need by using water that's already there. Oh, I'll have to bring this up later, but
What?
you know how I want to have the dog captain from Bleach? I want to have his Shikai.
Kamamura?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I found I found 2 perfect ways to do it in the manhwa that I'm reading right now.
Nice.
But yeah, I'll bring it up later. It's so sick.
I apologize for not putting this on there. And not making walls, either. Not gonna lie, as soon as I made the map, I was like, that'll do.
That's fair.
Which, I mean, it does, just... Yeah, I should have done that. I just... Yeah, that's not really an excuse. That's not really an excuse, it's just I just didn't do it. I'm putting lights all around the docks where they would be. Alright. Alright, that should be visible. And yeah, technically you can see in certain windows, but you can't see through wall. You know the drill.
Yeah, it's cool.
Alright, so
You know, we've done stealth quite a few times.
you have.
But like, I don't remember who. I think Magellan's okay at it. We're really not a stealthy team yet. We've had some good rolls.
Starsha's
Homies.
okay. not really.
You're okay, and Magellan's all right. I'm sure Karina wouldn't be bad.
Karina's
I
good
bet
at stealth.
she'd be-
I think she's better at stealth than most of us. Here,
But yeah, other than that, it's not really our thing.
I will confirm. Karina's stealth is a... That's felt. Karina, stealth is a...
You know what's our motto? If there's no witnesses, we're always in stealth.
Well,
You
we're
know-
trying to keep everyone alive.
That is true. Unfortunately. I mean... Yes.
I thought we only gotta
You
keep
promised.
everyone alive.
You try your hardest.
I did promise I would try not to kill anyone so they could capture people for questioning and such. But I mean, like,
I'm gonna
if
attack
Breeze doesn't see that there was a person that was alive and existed, you know, we just gotta make sure that he doesn't... Like, look, if Breeze doesn't know these 4 are in here and they just happen to not be there when he comes there, I mean, like, you know, like...
Slippery slope. Slippery slope.
I mean, if he sees them, then yeah, I won't kill them.
You mean not? Wait, what? You said won't?
I said, I mean, if he sees them, yeah, I won't kill them.
Okay.
I mean, killing them is actually doing the town a favor, you know?
Yeah,
Helping
exactly.
kill space.
Look, they're understaffed. If anything, we're just making it easier for them.
That is not.
That's not good. That's really not good. Before I incriminate myself more, yeah, so who wants to try sneaking and who wants to go with Breeze?
I'm a Breeze.
Alright, Homey is going with Breeze. Honestly, I actually think Starsha might not try to hide as well, but I think she would agree with you, Marliana, that some of you should. So, let me check real quick.
May not work out, but I'm gonna try.
I think Magellan might do what you're doing, actually. Magellan is going to, no, he shouldn't. He's not gonna do it. I was like, Magellan's gonna make himself look like a human, and I'm like, maybe he shouldn't do that because Breeze is here, so...
Yeah, I was thinking Magellan should get on a rooftop.
That's what I was thinking about doing as well. In stealth, and then do a fitness to clamber up.
I think Karina should as well. I think they both should try to get up top.
Mm-hmm. The funny thing is, Karina actually can do... She's like, what's the word? Malleable. She can fight range, far, close, or mid.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Magellan's stealth is actually... Remember how you just said that Magellan's stealth isn't anything to write home about? Magellan has a 10 in stealth.
Oh. I knew he had more than a 4, but I didn't know he had a 10.
He has his verse in it, and he has 6 points in it. He just dumped, like, the majority of his points into stealth.
I have one more human die. Do I want to use it?
What'd you
I
get?
think I kind of want to use it. Got an 11. It's really
Yeah.
not great. But that means I can get up to a 15. It's really not the...
Alright, I'll roll for Magellan, and I'll roll for, 15 for Magellan. Alright, well that was really good for Karina.
My plan is to go straight into the water, so, hopefully that doesn't interfere with your plans.
No, not really. Magellan was going... I mean, they were going to do basically what you said, because they were already thinking about going forward, or climbing up here. Magellan is going to... Or Karina is going to look over at Starsha, and Starsha's going to be like Maliana said, some of you should stay hidden. Get around... See if you can get a good vantage point. You know what? I actually think Magellan's going to get on the roof. Karina's actually going to try to, like, hide, but kind of keep within earshot of all of you, behind corners and stuff. She's going to go... You're not in initiative yet, but you can go ahead and use your movement. Magellan's going to go in here.
Yeah.
Another action. Get over here.
Is there people who are... Oh, no, you're just getting... Oh, I see what's happening.
Yeah. He's going to get across this dock here, and he's going to try to... get over here.
I didn't even see that. There's a lot more people than I thought.
Mm-hmm. Starsha is going to stay with them. I haven't moved Breeze yet. Felt is going to move with Starsha and you. Gathor... Does Gathor have a good stealth?
Probably not.
Hmm.
So how many actions of movement are we taking?
3 actions. You have 3 actions of movement.
Boink.
Karina... Gathor is not gonna stay hidden. I don't think I have Gathor's cheat. Oh, this could be bad. I mean, if I don't have Gathor's sheet, I have the next best thing I could do. Gathor's been taken by Zera for the day.
I mean, we'll be fine, probably.
This is definitely an outdated version of Gathor.
Alright, so if I jump in the water at 20, which is half my movement, what's half my swim speed?
You know what?
Right, I have 60 swim. So
I think Karina's actually gonna jump in the water with you.
God, my my health bars are in the way of the distance I can see. Like when you.
Oh, do you need me to arrow it? Where are you?
No. It doesn't help. It's fine.
Oh, okay.
All right, so that's my second movement action. I'm about to be far ahead. All right, because my third. Wait, is that? Fuck it, I can't move like that. Wait, is there a way you can put your health bars under you? Actually, I don't want to do that.
No,
either.
there is not. I do wish that, like, you could make the bars sometimes disappear, or also you could make them sometimes be more, like, the opacity be down, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Wait,
Alright.
is this it? No, that just changes the opacity of your token. Never mind. Which also
Where's
could be useful.
Magellan?
Hmm?
I can't really tell.
He's in this building, but he's
Oh, no, I
climbing.
see it, but, like, how is he gonna get on the roof?
Yes, he's getting on the roof of this building.
Ah.
I'm gonna make like a little wing
There's a
symbol.
lot of guys over here. I don't know that though, but
Nope,
I mean,
you
there
don't.
are a lot.
Where is the wing symbol?
I can move
Yeah,
Felt.
we'll do
Felt
that.
said Felt was
Felt's going with
stealth.
them. No, Felt's not going in
okay.
stealth. Yeah. So Breeze is gonna go this way. And Homey, I'll move you as well since you're with Breeze. Gathor, you can move Felt over there, thank you. Homey.
Yeah.
As you're walking this way, you can see you're passing a door. This door is closed, by the way, right here. But you can hear inside what sounds like some people inside, like, drinking and talking, like they're just, like, howling and stuff. Over here, you can see what looks to be two guys that seem a little bit more grizzled and a little bit more stout as they're looking around. And they kind of point, seeing all of you going this way. They don't do anything yet, but they just kind of, like, pat their shoulders or their weapons a bit, just kind of looking. They see Breeze, and they just kind of give him just a look of, like, what's he doing? Breeze kind of slowly looks over to them, but keeps his pace as he gets over here. And they will stop. As this happens, we'll catch up with what's happening with you, Marleon, in a moment. I just need to grab something.
While you're looking for something,
Mm-hmm.
the buildings that are over the water, are they like on stilts? Am I able to swim under them? How is that working?
Mm-hmm.
The buildings that I'm...
That is the pier.
Are they like on stilts or... Like,
Yes,
could I
they
swim
are.
under these buildings?
Yeah, you could. You could.
Okay, cool.
If that's what you were trying to do. So...
Eventually.
Yes, so as that's happening though, because Corina, I think she can get like maybe a couple more, but that's about it. So as that's happening, Reese will stop, and he kind of looks over, and he's like, he'll walk over to the, you can see there's a door, what looks to be like a entryway to the rest of the docks going that way. These two guys are kind of blocking the entrance, and they'll kind of like come over and they're like, "Oh, excuse me, what are you doing?" And Breeze will immediately like put a hand on he'll step up, put a hand on one of their shoulders, and just says, he firmly puts a hand on their shoulder, not like aggressively, just firm, and kind of says, "I am here to speak with Dale. Either he can come out here and speak with me, or I will go in there and speak with him." They're like, well, wait a second. Let me go get the guy. I'm sure he's fine. You can see one of these guys looks to be they both kind of look like, well, one of them looks like they're a dock worker. The other one, they're wearing a little bit of some padded armor, like you can see, but one of them also looks like they're, maybe not. They don't have like the same like getup as the other guy, but he's just kind of eyeing up you, Homey, and the rest of the people with you. And he kind of, as the guy kind of looks and turns like he's going to the door, the other one beside him says, "Wait. Who are all of these people? They don't look like they're gods." Reese kind of says, "They're here with me for official business, and you'll do well to mind your tongue about it." He kind of looks over. He's like, "Well, that's not too cordial and friendly as a member of the guard." What was that, homie? Homie?
Didn't sound like speech.
Oh, was
Whatever
he?
it was.
I didn't know if it was speech or if it was something else. Homie?
I have no idea. It sounded like a dying dog.
It did. I don't know if it was snoring or if he was trying to get, like, say something and it just didn't come out. Okay, that was snoring, I think. Homie. Lewis. Oh boy. I think this... I think the sleep has taken him. Well. Alright, I will give an option here. Do you want to continue or do you want to pause here? As much as I'd like to continue, we only have technically one person that is here.
Yeah, it's true. I don't mind stopping.
Okay. I know it sucks because I would love to continue, but unfortunately, like, if we had either Magellan or Gathor here, I would continue. It would be fine.
Right. That's fine.
All right. Well, if you want to see, actually, I can give you a nice cliffhanger. So as this guy's eyeing up, Homey, and he kind of like walks over to him. He's like, he doesn't look like a god. I don't think he's like, that's not exactly cordial. He's bossing us around. I thought the Consortium was a lot better about. Breeze immediately just grabs the guy over. He moves over here and like a flash grabs the guy by the scruff of his like armor and at his chest, lifts him up and says, "You are going to get out of my way now, or I will throw you off this pier." It's like, oh really? It's like this. Like you're acting like a thug. I guess what the Consortium said. And as he says that, I'm gonna roll something.
Hey!
Marliana, as you're swimming in the water, you just hear it's a high. Hey, wait! What are you doing? And the fucking bloop. You just see someone go flying off the pier. Breeze turns over and looks at him, and he says, "I'm aware." He kind of says, "I'm already aware of who Dale is working with. You'll do well to mind your tongue, keep yourself silent, go home to your family, and you will not." It kind of says, "And you will not be spending the rest of your night in the slammer. Do you understand me?" I'm gonna roll something.
Oh yeah.
Even with that, he's got actually. Breeze has got a good glare. It's not easy to see. Actually, can I? Was it Z right? It's kind of hard to see. Let me open up his character sheet so that people can see. Breeze is actually a little bit menacing in some cases. He can cut a little bit of the works on his demeanor. Breeze kind of like leans into this guy. Breeze is like I think 6'4" or 6'6". So for humans, he is a little bit over like the average in terms of height. And his form with all this armor is noticeably like bigger. So he kind of like leans over this, obviously more of like a dock worker that just happens to have like a cutlass. And he just as he says this, he just leans down and says, now do you understand me?" He's like, Dale's in the shed. Don't. It's like, I get it. Look, I wasn't gonna do. He just kind of like puts his hand on his shoulder, shifts him to the side, and he says, and go back to your family. You heard me. Keep yourself silent, and do not. He kind of says, and whatever you do. How would he put it? He would say, "I better not see you harming any other members of this town. Do you understand? You know what you." He kind of says, "You know what you were part of." The guy kind of like sits himself straight up and he kind of thinks. He's like, "Right, all right. I'll saunter my way away." But he kind of says, he kind of looks back. It's like, "What are we gonna?" He kind of says, "We will handle the situation here, and then we will handle the situation with supplies." He just kind of nods solemnly, and he will walk away.
Nice.
Starship will just kind of look over and say, "Wow, so this is the Consortium's way of negotiating." Kind of says, "It's my way of negotiating. Besides, he kind of says he's a member of this town, misguided and foolhardy as he might be. He is still someone I swore to protect. However, that person, as you can see them coming to the surface, drawing their weapon, Breach just looks down and he says, he kind of says he is a criminal and will be treated as such, along with the rest of them. And that is where we will end."
Nice.
So we'd like to thank you all for listening, and we will see you all in the next one, where we'll begin with some fighting, it seems, as we confront the man, the myth, the incredibly racist Dale Mcgree. McGriff? I can't remember which one it is. One of those. Mick something. Alright. Yep. Don't forget, of course, to like the video if you enjoyed what's going on and you want to support us. Of course, subscribe as well to see more stuff, whether it be Echoes of Stardust and Cursesium, or Shadow Guardians and their adventures about a year, give or take, prior, as they deal with the Memoriam Retribution conflict in their current arc. Also, if you wish to try out Dreamforge yourself, you can go ahead and follow the links in the description below, where you'll be able to find where you'll be able to find all the stuff to our Discord, all of our socials and things like that. And yes, I believe that is everything we have for the day. Once again, thank you all for watching, and see you all in the next video.
See ya.